Hello, welcome back. I'm Darcy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Dark Side. How are you all in this wonderful community today? I am here today to present the day of tomfoolery, of course. Happy April Fool's Day, and the history behind it, and how it has evolved, and what movies represent this day and this day as a whole. Do you celebrate April Fool's Day? Is it too goofy for you? Do you think that this is a day that maybe we shouldn't watch horror movies? Or do you think this is a day that's exceptionally fits April Fool's Day? Let us know in the comments below. And before we get this podcast started, it wouldn't be Confessions from the Dark Side without a wee disclaimer, would it not? We are full of so much adult content that some of you may think this is unnecessary, some of you may think that this isn't needed. If you are one of those people, then thanks for checking us out. But I will say this only once. If you can't stand the hate, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. Now, for everyone else who likes what we have here, then regular scheduled programming will continue. Shall we get started? Are we ready? Well, what are we covering today? Well, it's April Fool's Day. Happy April Fool's Day. So, do you partake in this day? This basically prank your fellow man day? I don't. I don't. If I want to troll someone, I'll do it any day of the week. I don't need a special day for it. I just give it a buy. I just literally do this every day. Seems to me in a simpler time, April Fool's Day was a big thing, a tradition, but where did these traditions come from? Who is the #1 troll? I am sure I will have some facts to share, some lore to go over, and some fun facts. And also, what movies should we be watching? And what movies represent April Fool's Day the best? And do we need more? Do we need a killer April Fool's Day? Do we need an April Fool's Day killer? Do we need someone who thinks, you know what? I am going to do this on April Fool's Day. I'm going to kill everybody by 12 p.m. Or I am going to kill people after 12 p.m. I am going to kill them in all manner of ways. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make it funny and I'm going to smile about it. Who the hell knows? So, some facts to start us off on our April Fool's Day. The day of tomfoolery. Ranked up to midday, yet some people still push it for the full day. April Fool's Day is supposed to have originated in France in the 16th century, as this day was classed as the first day of the new year, but the new year changed to coincide with the Gregorian calendar, which was the January the 1st, as the first day of the new year. Midday, if you pull a prank after this, then people can point out that you're actually the April Fool because you were too late to the party. British folklore. In Gotham, Nottinghamshire, in the 13th century, to put off the king from setting up shop in lodges, here the townspeople took to the streets to act eccentric and Fruit Loops to put the king off and his men from living there. So this has been said to be how April Fool's Day was commemorated and continues to be to this day, but drowning fish, that is not a joke. Hilaria in ancient Rome, meaning joyful, which is celebrated at the end of March by the cult of Cybele. They would dress in disguises and mock neighbours and whoever was close by, and was said to be inspired by Osiris, Isis, and Seth from the ancient Egyptian times. Vernal equinox. So the change of season from Mother Nature's April Fool's Day was said to have been tied to this event. In Scotland, my neck of the woods, we took 2 days of trolling. 2 days to celebrate during the 18th century. We would pin things to your arse like signs like kick me or tails, for example. Pulling pranks on the first day, they would hunt the gawk, which is a cuckoo bird, which is the representation of a fool. In London in the 18th and 19th centuries, some people would be given an invitation to the Tower of London for a ritual of lying washing. Yes, that's right. If you received one of these invitations, then the joke's on you, gullible. During April Fools, throughout the years, it did go by like pranks at school, and then they kind of stopped it because obviously it can be seen as a form of bullying if you're pranking the one person, I can imagine. So I remember watching things on TV. There was things in newspapers, magazines, but obviously it's different now with the internet. And basically how the world is, there is a troll under every Reddit probably thread and many other threads all over the internet. So when I was a kid, I can remember it was a TV show called Blue Peter that was on BBC, and they did this thing where they grew a plant that looked really real. It looked so realistic, and it looked like mint poppets that were inside, which is a sweetie, closer to like junior mint. That's probably the closest thing you'll actually have to that in America. They look real, and when they opened the seeds, they looked like chocolate being removed. What put me off was the scientist wasn't believable, not the plant. The scientist just was not believable. There was something about him that you knew that was just like completely off. And I was a child, and Blue Peter was a good educational show. So I'm not sure if it's still around today and if they still actually do pranks on April Fool's Day, but it's a really, really old TV show that was out even before I was born. Yes, much, much older. The internet itself creating false narrative stories and newish wishful thinking, bogus stories and discoveries, memes aplenty, and websites redesigning themselves in crazy colours like what Summer Blink did. Watch if you don't know what Summer Blink was. Summer Blink was like an online casino for a game, an MMORPG called EVE Online, and they changed one April Fool's. It was like a bright pink, basically, background, and my husband and I both played Eve at that time, and we actually both worked for Summer Blink briefly, on and off, and he struggled to see anything, so he couldn't even do his job, basically, because I shouldn't laugh. He has Mirzairine, and it affects obviously your eyes and your focus, and it can cause and induce really, really terrible migraines. So he couldn't look at the screen, and it was up for ages. It wasn't a fun experience for any of us. Bright pink at the best of times is something I don't like looking at anyway, but it was really annoying for him. And there was a lot of apologies about it, but it was done in jest, obviously, for April Fools, but it wasn't all taken in the same way. That's basically what I can really remember, kind of April Fool's Day type thing. A little into the future, people went into incredible lengths. So a little into the future, people went into incredible lengths and creativity to prank people on April Fool's Day, including hoaxes on TV, radio, and newspaper. The crazy ideas, but the imagination to bring forth this foolery, and no one lets on. It's smart, it's evil, it's genius. We love it, don't we? Each decade, everyone tries to pull the tomfoolery wool over your eyes, and the chance that they may successfully trick us. Do you fall for it? Do we miss harmless pranks like swapping sugar for salt or wrapping the toilet seat in cling film so people pee on themselves? First thing in the morning, not so good, but you can successfully make someone's day start off grumpy. So, what kind of pranks have you pulled on people, or do you not agree with pulling pranks? Do you feel it's like bullying, like an extra day to bully and not actually a tradition? Should we stop doing pranks? Should we just be your authentic self all the time and prank people every day of the year, not just wait to April 1st? So we have the April Fool's Day movies. The April Fool's Day, the original, was out in 1986, and that is way better than the remakes. The 2007 remake of the original movie was not bad, but apparently the sequel to April Fool's Day in 2008, was hated by most horror fans. Slaughter High is out in 1986, that's another good one. And Killer Party, I will be watching the original April Fool's, Killer Party, and Slaughter High, so I will. I have them, so I'm going to be watching them probably, because Easter Sunday's actually on. Easter is on the Sunday, obviously, and then it's April Fool's Day, so I'll be watching a combination of Easter and April Fool's movies on those days. Not sure if I'm going to stream them yet. If I am, I will put it on the community page on YouTube and also on Instagram or Twitter. Happy April Fool's Day to everyone. Please watch out for pranks and silliness everywhere you go. You can never trust anything or anyone, especially on this day. Tell us what your worst experience on April Fool's Day has been. I can't actually remember. I never paid much attention to like the shit that happened in school, to be honest. I really didn't. I was mostly putting my head down and just getting on with it. I can't really remember if I don't think my parents did anything like that either. They were obviously not that fun. I can't really remember. I'm trying to actually remember. No, there was a nice person who was vandalising the school that I was at, primary school, and they removed the cast iron tops of the drains in a child's playground, and I didn't know about it, and I fell down one. Yeah, my leg did, and didn't break anything. Embarrassed as fuck, and it was still traumatizing to this day that I walk around drains. Our drains are not the same as the ones you kind of see like in It and stuff, but they removed them. I fell down. It was embarrassing, and I think people still remember it. That's the because it's just like one leg down and one leg out the drain. Again, reliving it is not fun. Have I done any pranks to people? Actually went out my way to screw with someone? Yes, but as a prank, trolling is enough for me. I don't think physically actually causing someone pain through an actual physical activity. That sort of thing doesn't interest me in the slightest. It's just really cruel. Have you ever been pranked so bad that this day is evil? Yes. It wasn't even personally done to me, it was happened at school. Do you love or hate this day? I'm actually not really that bothered about it. By the time like the midday comes along, if I haven't remembered what it is, then I probably haven't. So again, I'm rather here nor there about it. Is this a day that you don't watch horror? Let us know in the comments below. Like I said, I will be watching horror. I watch horror constantly. Maybe I should change it up and watch something else. Who the fuck knows? Tell us in the comments below what has been the most epic prank that you have ever seen, whether it's to someone else or maybe a YouTube video or something, like someone who does pranks. Let us know. I always like new things to watch on YouTube, don't you? Tell us in the comments what you thought of this podcast. It's short and sweet, and because I'm short and sweet. No, I'm not short and sweet. I'm definitely not. I'm average height and not incredibly sweet at all. If you like content like this, remember to go check us out on the Confession from the Darkside social media platforms, which are Twitter, which is X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Buzzsprout. Let us know what you think over on our social medias, and let's get chatting about this topic. All the topics. Let's grow our community and spread how awesome the horror community actually is. If you want to get to know us as individuals, then you can come check us out on our links below. I am Darcy Darkness, and my channel is Behind the Mash Reviews, and I have a YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and a Kick. Lunar is Lunar X Rising, and he has a YouTube, a Twitch, and an Instagram. And if you would like to reach out to us via email at any point, then the channel itself, confessionfromthedarkside@gmail.com, you can catch that will be me. If you contact us there, Darcy, which is myself again, behind the mash reviews at gmail.com, and Lunar is lunarxrising@gmail.com. I am Darcy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Darkside presents the day of tomfoolery. Happy April Fool's Day, happy prank day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Later.